Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Trafficking is Now a Fortune 500 Industry. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Now, let's get started. Everybody thinks that trafficking out of Mexico into the U.S. is insanely profitable because they're moving so many drugs into America. That used to be true. It no longer is. Trafficking humans into the U.S. is now much more popular and profitable than drug trafficking ever was. That is true for a number of reasons. First of all, the punishment for trafficking drugs is far worse than the punishment for trafficking humans into the U.S. If you mention substance trafficking into the U.S., most people will have nothing to do with it. That's the last thing they want to do is they don't want to go to jail for that nonsense. The penalties and sentences for many such offenses are effectively life-ending if you're caught. Courts will put you in prison forever. But if you mention trafficking of people, then many ordinary people view that as a humanitarian gesture. They see it as a way to help transport people to a better life in the U.S. They don't realize that what's really happening is that the humans being brought into the U.S. are being sold into slavery. They're told they have to repay the people who brought them into America, but that those repayments almost never really finish because of the interest. They get charged tremendous interest if they don't repay that money for late fees or sometimes even threats against their family, to prevent threats against their family. That interest on those late fees just keeps growing and growing, and the trafficked individual keeps getting more and more into debt. So what happens? They have to keep working for the slavers who brought them into the U.S. There are a lot of broke people in the U.S. and in Mexico. And if someone approaches some of them and offers them $5,000 or $7,000 to drive a truck into the U.S., just as long as they don't look into the back of the truck, then a lot of poor people will take that offer. Poor Americans and poor Mexicans. It's not just, Mexicans driving into the U.S. They'll take it because they feel they're just helping poor people come to the U.S. for better jobs and for freedom. The traffickers might charge people $3,000 to $6,000 to get them into the U.S. But if they're coming from somewhere far away, then they might charge them $35,000 or more to get them into the U.S. If you're trying to slip into the United States from China, it can cost $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 for them to bring you here. So why is this such a big deal? Well, it's a massive deal because as trafficking gets more common and profitable, then so will kidnapping. Up until now, kidnapping has been much more common in Central and South America. But as the traffickers become aware of how valuable American blonde-haired and blue-eyed babies and children are, then this phenomenon will keep skyrocketing in the U.S. Kids in the U.S. will start disappearing they're already being snatched from malls and schoolyards and walks down the street. This is happening all the time now, but it's going to explode even more as these profit margins on the trafficking continue to increase. And when the public becomes aware of this problem, then the economics and the growing profit margins will cause it to increase even more. We predict that trafficking into the U.S. will outgrow the demand for drugs and many other illicit activities on a profit basis. If you think that the market for cars or other items is very significant, then wait till you see what happens when the profit margins for trafficking people become more known. Here's an interesting piece of information for you. Why is it so difficult to detect and stop humans being shipped into the U.S.? We already have scanners that can detect powders and substances. Why can't some of those same scanners or modifications of them detect a truck with 100 people hidden in the back? Why can't those scanners or new scanners be recalibrated or redesigned to detect the presence of 50 or 100 people breathing or listening to their heartbeats in the back of a truck? That's easy to detect. Why can't they hear 100 people, talking inside of a truck? or people crying inside of a truck, or babies crying inside of a truck. Is that really that hard to detect at the border? Or is it that someone is being paid not to detect it? And if the money being made is so substantial, then how much more money are these people making from the traffickers? That's an interesting question. Are we now living in an era where it is more profitable to traffic humans than it is to make and import cars into the US? If that's the case, then we now have a massive new problem in America. And that's the rise of slavery 2.0. Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help spread the word. Thank you, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.